aham saparivar jagacaya sota satta shishamachila. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Shupad Paramhamsa Parivara Jagacaya Sota Satta Shishamachila. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Anantakudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Sirup Si Sanatan Bhattar Ganachi Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Saraganachaar Goswami Prabhu ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवधरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपाल गोपी गोपीनाथ मुकुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जाय। वृंदावन धाम की जाय, मथुरा धाम की जाय, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जाय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय। वृंद देवी तुलसी देवी की जाय, भक्ति देवी की जाय, गंगा यमुना देवी की जाय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जाय। श्री श्री गौनिताय की जाय, श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जाय, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जाय। गो प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाय। All glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. 9th chapter, text number 29. Samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham
samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham
Samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham
Mataji? No problem, you can try. Samaham sarva-bhūteṣu name dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu cāpyaham samam equally disposed. Aham, I, sarva-bhūteṣu, to all living entities. Na, no one, me, to me, dveṣya, hateful, asti, is, na, nor, priyaḥ, dear, ye, those who, bhajanti, render transcendental service, to, but, mam, unto me, bhaktya, in devotion, mayi, are in me, te, such persons, teṣu, in them, cha, also, cāpy, certainly, aham, I. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Purport. One may question here that if Kṛṣṇa is equal to everyone, and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form is his son, and so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. It's just like a cloud which powers rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotees, he gives special attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendentally situated in Kṛṣṇa. The very phrase Kṛṣṇa consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists situated in him. The Lord says here distinctly, mayi te, there and me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is a reciprocal. This also explains the word yathā aham prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajami aham. Whoever surrenders unto me proportionally, I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity, but in the personalist philosophy there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotees function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss and knowledge predominate. Vandeham si guru si yotavata kamalat si gurun vaishnavamscha si rupam sagrajatam sahagana raganatan vitantam sajivam sadvaitam sarva-bhūteṣu parijana saitam Kṛṣṇa chaitanya devam si radha Kṛṣṇa padan Sagana Lalita Sri Visakanvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Samaham sarva-bhūteṣu nāme dveṣyo na priyaḥ Ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya mayi teṣu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So Kṛṣṇa is very kind. Kṛṣṇa is very merciful. Kṛṣṇa is very personal. And so, as mentioned in this verse, that samaḥ, so I'm equally disposed towards all living entities. So it doesn't make a distinction between anyone. Actually, just like a father, he likes all his children. Or usually also, if you have any company, the boss of the company, he likes all his employees, or the king. Usually he likes all the praja, all the persons in the kingdom, and is equally disposed. So what to speak of the Supreme Lord, who is the Supreme Father, who is a supreme living entity, the source of everything. Satchidananda Swarup Ishvara Parama Kṛṣṇa Satchidananda Vigraha is the supreme controller. He has a transcendental form full of bliss and knowledge. Nāme dveṣyo asti na priyaḥ. Dveṣ. So he doesn't hate anyone. No. He loves everyone. And so at the same time here is mentioned asti na priyaḥ. Asti also, no one is really dear to me, in the sense that he doesn't favor anyone without any particular reason. And then here in the second line it is specified, Ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya. But if one, so in other words, Kṛṣṇa is neutral. But at the same time, if one bhajanti tamam bhaktya, if one is engaged in devotional service, then he's happy and he's reciprocating. As Prabhupada is mentioning also the verse from the 4th chapter, Ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya. So those who are devoted to me, so then I reward accordingly. I reciprocate accordingly. Just like it is natural also, if the father is there and he has a few children, and so if the one child is just doing whatever he wants and he doesn't listen to the father, so the father, of course, he doesn't depend on the child, and It's not that he needs something from the child or even wants something from the child specifically, but at the same time, if the child is not obedient, then it is natural that he feels a little unhappy. Whereas if the child is obedient, he does something for the father, then the father will be very happy. So that is natural, and that there is more reciprocation. So what to speak of the Supreme Lord, who is the most sensitive person. But as mentioned here, so that is equal. Or just like the Mayavadis also, the Mayavadis, they are part and parcels of Kṛṣṇa ultimately. But they do not recognize Kṛṣṇa. They have some misconception of the absolute truth. The absolute truth has no form. And so if there is no form, and they may understand that they are living beings, they are spirit, and even they may understand that the spirit is eternal, but then they say the spirit soul will merge in the supreme spirit, the Brahmajyoti, the big light, and then there's no activity. So then how that there can be reciprocation if they do not understand the absolute truth to be a person? So they are having no inclination towards serving the Lord, and therefore the Lord, He will not reciprocate, although He loves everyone. But because from the jivas, from the living entity side, there is no feeling there. So therefore He will not reciprocate. Okay, you want to merge in the Brahmajyoti? Fine, you can do that. And because the spirit soul is by nature blissful, so those who merge in the Brahmajyoti, they will feel a little bliss. But that is in a conditioned state, and there is no activity, and there is no exchange with the Lord. So it is not the natural situation for the jiva. Jivera sopoy Kṛṣṇera nitadas. But the constitutional position of the living entity is to serve Kṛṣṇa. And if it is service, then there is a reciprocation. So, just like the servant of the king is serving the king, and then there's a reciprocation. The king is satisfied, and he will reward the servant. Mostly beyond the expectation many times, if the king is kind. He will reward the servant beyond expectations. So similarly, the Supreme Lord, if we serve Him, then He will reciprocate. And then whatever we need, that will be supplied, that will be given, even beyond our expectations. And He is giving so much love to the living entities who are serving Him, who are ye bhajanti tamam bhaktya. So engaged in transcendental loving service, bhajanti, they're worshipping Him. Bhakti, in devotion with some feeling. Pritipurvak, with some loving sentiment. And there's so much reciprocation there. Mayi teṣu aham. So, and such a person is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. Mayi are in me, te, such person. Teṣu, in them, api, certainly, aham. I am in them. So, that is a very wonderful relationship between the devotee and between the Lord. And even in this world, so any relationship is there. So a loving relationship between friends or husband and wife. So the husband is thinking about the wife, and the wife is thinking about the husband. So this way, the wife is in the heart of the husband, and the husband is in the heart of the wife, or with friends also. They're thinking about each other. And then there's reciprocation. But of course in the material world, the reciprocation or the love is usually, if Kṛṣṇa is not in the center, then it is material. And mostly there's a desire for satisfaction, self-satisfaction, rather than serving the others. So that is there. Except the most pure relationship in this material world, without any expectation, as Prabhupada has mentioned, is between the mother and the child. The mother is loving the child, serving the child, and not expecting anything. So, but ultimately Kṛṣṇa has to be in the center, because we belong to Kṛṣṇa. We are part and parcels of Kṛṣṇa. And we are meant to serve Him. So otherwise the love will not be, in the material world it will not be fully satisfying, and it is non-permanent between any relationship in this world, husband and wife, mother and child, friends. It may be there to some extent. And if they are mode of goodness, then thinking about the other than rather about oneself. So there's some loving exchange there. But if Kṛṣṇa is not in the center, then it is material and it is temporary. As soon as one will get older, or husband and wife, and one of them dies, then the relationship is over. But in spiritual life, the relationship is eternal. The relationship with Kṛṣṇa is eternal. Like in Golok Vrindavan, the relationship between Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa's associates, that is since time immemorial, it is going on. Eternally, it is going on. Maria showed us she is loving Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa is loving his mother. And that is eternally going on. And so with all the eternally perfect jivas, living entities, the relationship is eternal with Kṛṣṇa, or with Ram, or Vishnu, whatever. And of course in the spiritual world also, the highest planet is actually Golok Vrindavan. And there the relationship between Kṛṣṇa and his devotees is most intimate. Whereas in Vaikuntha there is own reverence. And so love is there, but there is this reciprocation there, but it is not completely fulfilling. Of course they themselves, they are satisfied in the relationship, but at the same time, because they are aware that Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, so therefore it is not so intimate. They cannot be intimate. And they cannot embrace Vishnu or Narayan, the servants, the associates of the Lord, whatever their position may be or their service. So the intimacy is lacking, and so, but there is love there, and it is also perfect in itself. But if you compare with the love of the inhabitants in Braj, in the highest realm, there's a gulf of difference, there's a huge difference. Because in Braj, by Kṛṣṇa's internal potency, by Kṛṣṇa's will, his associates, they do not know that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. They think Kṛṣṇa is my son, Kṛṣṇa is my friend, Kṛṣṇa is my beloved. And so that relationship is very sweet, very intimate, and it's a wonderful exchange there between Kṛṣṇa and his associates in Braj. And there's so much opportunity to serve and exchange with Kṛṣṇa. Like Krishna's friends, they play with Kṛṣṇa. They embrace Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is embracing them. And they have their, in the morning time, so after breakfast they go to the pasturing grounds, and then usually they have a small lunch box also, and they take out whatever they have, and they share that also in loving exchange. So it is very intimate, the relationship between Kṛṣṇa and his devotees in Braj. And so they are so much absorbed in Kṛṣṇa, they're thinking about Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa is in their heart, in their consciousness. And therefore the devotees also in Kṛṣṇa's heart, Kṛṣṇa's consciousness. And so Kṛṣṇa is Supreme Lord, and he can reciprocate with everyone at the same time. Just like the sun. We see the sun in the morning, and then we may offer respect to the sun. And there may be, especially in India, still thousands of people. Even here you can see in Vrindavan. And the pious persons, they see the sun, they will offer obeisances. Somebody will come every day out of the house with a small lota, container filled with water, and they offer argya, they offer water to the sun as an offering, out of respect, out of love. And then there is a reciprocation with the sun. So the sun is a planet, but it's the personality of the sun there also. And is reciprocating. So that is a great personality, sun, so powerful. And if nobody is there to occupy that post, then a partial manifestation of the Lord will be there, taking the position of the sun. So a wonderful reciprocation, and thousands of people offering obeisances. Of course, when we see the sun, we remember our Ishtadev, we remember our Lord. Kṛṣṇa Surya, we remember Kṛṣṇa, who is the source of all the light. The Brahma Jyoti is coming from Kṛṣṇa's effulgence. The sun's effulgence, that is coming from Kṛṣṇa, from Kṛṣṇa's transcendental body. And also, it is mentioned that the sun and the moon are considered like Kṛṣṇa's eyes in the universal form. So Kṛṣṇa is the source of everything, and so Kṛṣṇa is reciprocating with all the Brijvasis. So when thousands of gopas are there and eating something, and they want to offer to Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa is reciprocating with all of them. Or when Kṛṣṇa is dancing with the gopis, thousands and thousands of gopis are there, and Kṛṣṇa is reciprocating with all of them. So that is Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, all-powerful, unlimited. But then is there in a personal form and reciprocating with everyone. So that is his inconceivable potency. And is in everyone's heart. And everyone is in Kṛṣṇa's heart. So, Mahaman, Kṛṣṇa. So different names of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, Yashodanandan, these are personal names, primary names, Mukhya Naam. But then the names are there according to their, the quality of the Lord. Bhagavan, full of all opulences. Aishvarya Purna, Bhagavan. Or Srishtikarta, the creator. Mahaman, so he has a Mahaman. Man means mind. He has a Maha, big mind. So we can think of some things. If we are broad-minded, we can think of many things. So if you have a good brain, we can remember so many shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Some devotees, they know the whole Bhagavad Gita by heart. Anyone knows the whole Bhagavad Gita by heart? No. When I was young, I used to remember half of the Bhagavad Gita. I used to chant the 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, 15th chapter by heart. But now body is getting older, so the brain is not functioning so good anymore. But still we can remember something. But Kṛṣṇa, so because his body is transcendental, beyond the modes of material nature, so his mind is ever fresh, his consciousness is ever fresh, and his consciousness is practically all-pervading. So he can remember everything. So he can remember all the jivas, especially those who are serving him. And then he's reciprocating. But although so is the unlimited Supreme Lord, but he's there as a gop, a cowherd boy. And he seems to be just like the other gopas, his friends. And they don't know that he's the Supreme Lord. And they're playing with him, but he's the Supreme Lord, nevertheless. And his beautiful form is there, Ganashyam, like a dark blue rain cloud. And he's always holding a flute and playing the flute, and he has a peacock feather. Even his friends, actually, so most of his friends also have a flute. Because you can see even in this world, the children are there. If one boy will have some toy, whatever it may be, the other boys, they will want to have the same. So Kṛṣṇa has a flute, so the other boys think, I should have a flute too. And then they also play the flute. And many times they also have a peacock feather. They see peacock feather, they put it. But Kṛṣṇa always has a peacock feather and the flute. But the other boys, sometimes they have, sometimes not. And besides that, Kṛṣṇa is most expert at playing the flute, and nobody can match Kṛṣṇa. And his beauty is also unparalleled. And everyone is attracted to Kṛṣṇa. Just like you may have a magnet, and then you have little kind of iron pins or whatever, and they're automatically attracted to that. So everyone is attracted to Kṛṣṇa. And everyone is beautiful in the spiritual world. The gopas also, but Kṛṣṇa is more beautiful. And therefore everyone is looking at Kṛṣṇa and they cannot take their eyes away from Kṛṣṇa because he's most beautiful. And they want to always see Kṛṣṇa and be with Kṛṣṇa, always. So then they're playing with Kṛṣṇa, but then Kṛṣṇa at noontime is telling the gopas, I have to go somewhere. You just play together. I'm just coming back. Like in India, this famous one person will say, I'm just now coming in 5 minutes, but he's coming after 1 hour. And Kṛṣṇa is also saying, I'm just coming. And where is he going? He's going to Radha Kund to meet the gopis. Radharani, Lalita Vishaka. And because the gopis are most beautiful and they have the most wonderful love for Kṛṣṇa, therefore Kṛṣṇa is very happy and he stays a long time with the gopis. He's more with the gopis than the gopas. Because the gopis, they have more love than the gopas and they are more beautiful. And therefore Kṛṣṇa is just like almost obliged. He's bound by the love. He's bound by the love of Maria Yashoda, but he's also bound by the love of the gopis, especially Radharani, Radha Damodar. So when Kṛṣṇa is always beautiful, but when he's with the gopis, he's more beautiful. Because the gopis are so beautiful. And you can see if one is happy, smiling, then he's beautiful. If he's angry, he's not so beautiful. And if he sees something nice, wow, so beautiful, then he becomes beautiful also. So Kṛṣṇa is seeing the gopis, Srimati Radharani, who is most beautiful. And there was so much love for Kṛṣṇa. So then Kṛṣṇa is so much attracted to her also. And then Kṛṣṇa is most beautiful with Radharani. So then he's spending more time. because she's so beautiful and she has so much love and so much wanting to serve Kṛṣṇa. Therefore Kṛṣṇa is spending a long time at Radha Kund. But then the Gopas, after some time, where is Kṛṣṇa? It's been quite some time that he is gone. And then they feel separation. Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, where are you? And then they remember him, they call out to him, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa. And then Kṛṣṇa is, okay, he has to go back, it's getting late in the afternoon, 3:30, have to go back. He's meeting the Gopas again. And they're so happy, oh, Kṛṣṇa is back. And then the gopis feel separation, oh, Kṛṣṇa is going. And then even the cows and the calves, they are so much happy to see Kṛṣṇa. And then Kṛṣṇa, of course, is calling them, and even the cows are going here and there and grazing, eating the grass. But when Kṛṣṇa is calling them or playing his flute and is running back towards Vrindavan, they're all running also with Kṛṣṇa. And that is very beautiful scene. And then actually when everyone is running in Braj, and so many cows and calves, and when they're running, because the ground is made with Brajraj, the dust of Braj. And then what is happening? From their running, and from the hooves of the cows and the calves, the dust is raised. And it forms a cloud. And that is known as Goduli Samai. In India also, Goduli Samai, that is evening time when Kṛṣṇa is coming back with the cows and the calves. Goduli, the dust which is raised from the cows. And that is considered very auspicious. And Maria Shorish is also anxious when Kṛṣṇa is going out for grazing the cows. Then she's feeling also separation. And when he's coming back, she's so happy. And she sees a cloud and she knows now Kṛṣṇa and the cows and Balaram also, they're coming back. And so she's anxiously waiting. And actually so Kṛṣṇa is out, then she's thinking about Kṛṣṇa. And she's remembering Kṛṣṇa. And she's glorifying Kṛṣṇa. Because Kṛṣṇa is there in her heart, in her consciousness. And Kṛṣṇa is also remembering Maria Yashoda. So there's a reciprocation there, loving exchange. And so Kṛṣṇa is able to reciprocate with everyone. That is Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, Sara Aishwarya Purna, full in all opulences, is most beautiful, most knowledgeable, most strong, most opulent, most renounced. So he possesses all transcendental qualities to the highest degree. And so Kṛṣṇa here in Bhagavad Gita is speaking to Arjuna and is encouraging Arjuna, who is his devotee, and is encouraging all those who are approaching. And for the benefit of all the souls, he has spoken the Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna is just the instrument, nimitta matra. Through Arjuna he is giving the knowledge to the conditioned souls. Bhaktarang yakatapasam sarva-loka maheshwaram suridam sarva-bhūtanam gyātvā mam shanti mriccati. So Kṛṣṇa is the enjoyer, supreme enjoyer. Yagya tapasam, so we do yagya, sacrifice for Kṛṣṇa's pleasure. And tapasya, we do tapasya for Kṛṣṇa's pleasure. Sarva-loka maheshwaram, is the Lord of all the worlds, is the origin of all the spiritual material worlds. Suridam sarva-bhūtanam, is a friend of all the living entities, of all the living entities. So even In the material world, the enemies may be there, like Jai and Vijay, they become Shishupal, Dantavakka, or Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. So, but they're actually also servants of the Lord. Everyone is a servant of the Lord. But due to the most material nature, then some living entities, they become forgetful. And sometimes they even go against the Supreme Lord. They blaspheme the Supreme Lord due to the most material nature. But they're all part and parcels of Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa is loving everyone. But because of most material nature, so then Kṛṣṇa, of course, then he is also making distinction. Oh, this living entity now is not favorably disposed towards me. And then so he will not shower his love upon that. Although he has love, but because of the improper attitude, so he's holding it back. But if one is inclines toward the Supreme Lord, then reciprocation is there, beyond expectation. And then Shantimam Richati Saham sarva-bhūteṣu Gyatva mam Shantim Richati. Gyatva mam. So one who knows me, knows my position, knows that I'm his friend, then he becomes peaceful. And he's in me, and I am in him. So that is a wonderful relationship there between Kṛṣṇa and the living entity. And it is always there in the spiritual world, and in this material world, the conditioned souls, by the mercy of the Lord and the mercy of their representatives, when they revive their spiritual consciousness, the Kṛṣṇa consciousness, then slowly but surely they can realize Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Lord. They can see His wonderful nature, His kindness, His mercy, His reciprocation. So we have to simply try our best to advance in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and then Kṛṣṇa will reciprocate. We're taking one step towards Him, He takes 10 steps towards us. So Kṛṣṇa is most kind. So Kṛṣṇa is everything to the devotee. Kṛṣṇa Mata, Kṛṣṇa Pitta, Kṛṣṇa Pranadhan. Is more than a father, is more than a mother. And is the Lord and life of the devotee. Pranadhan. Prandhan. So the life airs are there. But without Kṛṣṇa, then there is no use of anything. So Kṛṣṇa is the most dear object of the devotees. Vishaya Vigraha. So is the object of the devotee's life. And the devotee are Ashaya Vigraha. So they are the abode of love. And so by nature, the love is there for Kṛṣṇa. But in the conditioned state, it is dormant. It is not manifest. But the more one is engaging in devotional service, the more the love towards Kṛṣṇa will manifest. The more the consciousness is purified, the more the love will be manifest. And then when the love is manifest, then the reciprocation is there. The more we love Kṛṣṇa, the more He loves us. So we have to try to work on our relationship with Kṛṣṇa. So practically. And so Kṛṣṇa is merciful, and He manifests as the deity form, Acha Vigraha. So we can see Him, we can serve Him, we can talk to Him. And So when we do that on a daily basis, then our original love, consciousness will be aroused. And so the more pure we are, the more we can see Kṛṣṇa, feel Kṛṣṇa, and reciprocate with Kṛṣṇa. So, wonderful verse here where Kṛṣṇa is speaking to Arjuna for our benefit. Hare Krishna, any question? Any question? Everything is clear. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Krishna is very kind, he's giving very nice Mahaprasadam to all of you. We offer to Kṛṣṇa and Krishna